Hello, hello. Welcome to my studio. Today I want to do a flip through of my 2022 Week in the Life album. You can see it's super chunky. Like the rings are barely holding onto the pages, and a lot of the pages are being bent. But anyway, I wanted to do a quick flip through of this album from last year. I'm about to wrap up my 2023 documenting week for Week in the Life, and I realized I never did a full flip through of this completed album. So I thought I would do that real quick for you. I love looking back on these albums, and so I thought I'd share that with you. I did have to make a change. So when I put this album together last year, I had, oh my goodness, it's my cat, I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, she kind of moved. She's just like right there. So you might see her pop in. Anyway, when I put this album together last year, I had these frames in these sleeves here, like, well, they were inside the sleeves, and then I had the day of the week on top of it, and I had to take all the frames out because, you know, they're relatively thick. They're a nice thick cardstock, and they were really bulking up the album, so I ended up taking them out. And I got to figure out another way to put these days of the week on, you know, to begin each day. But those are just sitting in the sleeves for now, and they might flop out as I'm turning pages. But anyhow, I did flip through Monday last year after this is completed, and on my Instagram, so you might have already seen that, but I'm gonna flip through the whole thing today, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. So because it was so chunky, I couldn't put an opening page in here. I couldn't fit that in here, so I just put a 2022 acrylic on here, and then a couple embellishments from Ali Edwards' Week in the Life main kit on here also. And then I have the dates. So this was June 20th through June 26th of 2022. And then this was a digital heart pockets, stitched heart pockets, I think they were called. I got the digital and cut it out on my silhouette, and then stamped the date on it, and stamped a couple other things on it. And I really like the craft paper and how it turned out in this. I love that neutral, the craft with the black and the white inks there. Love how that turned out. And then for every day, I also have like I think Ali calls it a hero picture. It's just a big picture. It ended up being my favorite picture from each day that I would open up the day with in the album. So really love how that turned out. And then I just have a lot of these puffy stickers throughout the album, and these phrase stickers. I have a lot of them throughout the album too. Ali didn't have any of these phrase stickers in her kit for 2022 or 2023, but I have a ton of those phrase stickers from other kits and things, so I was using them. I try to use them a lot in here because I really like them. Anyway, this is just a picture of my cat. I fed her dinner and she looked up at me, and I love how that picture turned out. It was just like luck of the draw type of thing for me to capture that picture with her tongue sticking out. And then again, because this album is so chunky and the pages are bending, some of the embellishments are falling off, so I'll need to glue a lot of those back on. But in 2022, Ali Edwards Design Inc. did a prompt every day for pictures. Monday's prompt was in the mirror, and I did not catch a picture of us in the mirror that day, but I did get a picture of a reflection of us in a window, in our front living room window, and I really liked how that turned out. I take a lot of pictures actually of reflections in windows. I do that a lot with my December daily, and yeah, I always like how they turn out. And then another element I have every day is a snapshot of the front page of the New York Times. There's an app called Front Pages, and you can get any major newspaper around the country. You can get the front page of that newspaper that day. They don't archive them, so if you're going to take a picture, if you want that picture for that day, you have to grab it that day. And in the Ali Edwards Craft the Story group, a lot of people will post them for you there, because some of us will forget, you know, we want to add this element to Week in the Life, and then we forget to grab that front page that day, and people are so helpful in that group. So if you ever forget, just go to that group and ask them. Chances are someone grabbed a screenshot that day. And then on the flip side of that, I always have our weather. And another thing I did every day in 2022 was I made a page of something that I want to remember. This, on Monday and a few other days, the page turned out like really scrapbooky, and I really like that. I like adding that, you know, super crafty element to my Week in the Life, because I don't scrapbook as much as I really want to, and to have been able to do that for this project really brought me joy. So yeah, this is kind of a scrapbooky page, and I think this is a stamp from Ali Edwards that I bought the digital version of, and then I cut it out on my silhouette and I sewed it on there with my sewing machine. And these little 4x4 cards were included in the main kit, I believe, in 2022, and it's just a facts and feelings card, and every day I wrote down facts and my feelings. And then I think I usually stuck a puffy sticker on there too. Last year these flower puffy stickers came with the kit. So some of these things are from last year, and some of these embellishments are from other kits. And over here I just put a cluster of embellishments on the full page photo. So I typed my journaling right on the photo, and then printed out the full page photo, and then just added a cluster of embellishments there. I really love these vellum hearts too that came in the kit last year. I think I used all of them. I used them in a lot of places. And oh, another photo I got every day. I tried to go in my room at 10 a.m. to take a picture of my bed, and I'm still not quite sure why I did that, but I really like how it turned out. Some days I made the bed, sometimes I didn't. Some days the cat was laying on it, sometimes she wasn't. Actually, I think most days she was laying on my bed at 10 a.m. And then, oh, on all my pages that are smaller than 6x8, I put these Avery index tabs on the edges. Another element I really like in my scrapbooks. So this is another page, another photo I took every day in 2022, and it was just a quick picture of an end table in our living room. And this is my end table. It's on the side of the couch where I sit, and I just thought it was really interesting to see how the same space in our house changed every day. And what made it interesting is that you can kind of see what was going on in our house this particular day and week by what is on this table. So for instance, Monday, and I also like took a white paint pen, a Posca paint pen. I'll show you real quick what that looks like. It's one of these Uni Posca paint pens. It's acrylic paint, and I love writing on pictures with these. It works really, really well. But anyway, I basically labeled everything that was on my table. So on this day, I have a book I was reading, vitamin E oil for my nails, a cup of hot coffee, which tells me that in June it must have been a cold day to have a cup of hot coffee sitting there, because I am a total iced coffee person in the summertime. I have a hand mirror. I have a nail file sitting here, probably because I broke a nail and I needed to file it down because it was driving me bonkers. I don't know about you, but broken nails drive me bonkers. I just constantly pick at them. I can't leave them alone until they're filed down or cut down. Because if you follow me on Instagram at all, or even here on YouTube, I know I only have a couple videos up, but you know that my one of my other passions is gardening, and I'm always breaking nails. And then we also have a few different small livestock, so I'm always taking care of livestock or gardening or taking care of animals and always breaking nails. So yeah, that's a thing. Oh, and then there's even, I didn't label it, but there's even one of our chicken's feathers in the photo right there. And Kids and Pets stain and odor remover, because our elderly cat probably like threw up or something and I had to clean it up. And then also I try to get a picture of my husband every day, and when I put it in the album I included these pleather day of the week stickers that were in the kit last year. I really like those stickers. I wish I was able to buy another set for this year, but that's okay. And then I use these hearts from last year's kit for my daily gratitudes. And sometimes it was a list, like bullet point list of gratitudes, and sometimes it was just a long paragraph of one gratitude. And then I got this hourly page out of the journal, the Week in the Life journal that they put out. I bought the digital version and just printed out this timetable and the ing words, and I just try to fill those out for every day. And then Tuesday, kind of the same thing, that big picture, just me and my husband holding hands on the couch, me doing laundry and talking about how much I hate our laundry room. And it's funny to see this picture because about a month after this picture was taken and I did this journaling where I was complaining about our laundry room, we started a remodel on our laundry room and it looks nothing like this anymore. So that's pretty cool to see. And then our weather and the New York Times, another scrapbook page of what I want to remember, and then I did some journaling on this little tag back here. Me out in the yard watering plants. We have a 100-foot hose that goes from one end of our yard to the other end, and I have to drag that across the lawn and water some plants that aren't on irrigation. Most of my garden is on irrigation, but I have a few here and there that I still need to hand water. And yeah, so I had to drag this hose out, which is not fun. It's heavy, and it's one of those light, what are they called, like G-force no kink hoses, but I still get kinks, and it's still heavy because it's very long. So yeah. And then my facts and feelings card, a picture of blueberries in my garden, another end table picture. It's cool because my husband, when I showed him my completed album, these photos of the end table every day, these were his favorite. This was his favorite element in my album. So that's kind of neat. So it's cleaned off today. The table didn't have that many things on it. Hi, Toby. Hi, Toby. She wants to join in on the fun. She wants to tell you about the week in the life, huh? And then another photo of my husband using one of the pleather days of the week. I took a picture of all my hair care products that I was using last year. It's pretty much the same this year. It's Eco Slay's hair care, and then I also use Inner Sense. Anyway, this is like curly girl stuff, and I'm just only over the past couple years I've been trying to kind of wear my hair naturally instead of straightening it and always wearing it up in a bun, which you probably see. If you see pictures of me, I'm probably always wearing my hair in a bun. But anyway, these are the products I use to try to take care of my wavy hair. Oh, and then I was trying to make some pages last year of like mixed media backgrounds, but I didn't really like the way they turned out, and I actually kind of didn't do a lot of them. I think I have 2 or 3 in here, but yeah, that's what that is. Another 10 a.m. bed photo. Oh, I got a migraine that day, and with my migraine comes nauseousness, so I was eating a popsicle to try to help with that. Wednesday, a picture of my David Austin Bathsheba climbing roses. This was the first year I had them, and so it was the first time I got to see it bloom, and I was stunned. They're so beautiful. I can't wait to see them this year. It's only May here now, and it actually we just got snow just a couple days ago. It wasn't a lot, but yeah, our winter is very long, and so my roses have not bloomed yet. Maybe they probably would have any other normal May, but not this year. I think this was for the Allie Edwards Daily Prompt. I think that's what that photo is. And it was something like, wait, was it? Sorry, I need to look now because that's going to drive me a little bonkers. I thought it was like at my desk or something. And anyway, this is a photo of the 3 of us, my son, my husband, and myself, in the office at the same time working on our own stuff, which rarely happens. So I'm really glad that I was able to be mindful enough to catch this photo of us. Because usually, you know, it happens, and I'm happy that it happens, but I don't take a photo. And I was paying attention, and I snapped a photo of it. And this is just journaling about that. Oh, the prompt was My People. That was the prompt for Tuesday, it was My People. And this is a really old Project Life card. If you did Project Life, you might have seen this card maybe 15 years ago. It's really old. I have all my Project Life cards still, and I don't even do Project Life anymore. Alright, so I am doing this part at another time. During editing, I realized that it cuts all of the rest of Wednesday out and Thursday, so I'm going to do this part over again. Hopefully it's not too funky. Okay, so we have the Wednesday weather and New York Times front page. And then this is another one of those scrapbook type crafty pages where I stitched Remember on there. And I was just talking about the weather we were having that day because it had been kind of sunny the rest of the week and it finally was an overcast day. And then I did a little hidden tag of a photo and journaling of the meal I made that day for us. And so my mom is a Filipina, and one of my favorite meals is adobo. And well, that and pancit, they're kind of like, there's a tie for those two. So anyway, I don't get to make adobo very often because I'm actually allergic to chicken and pork, and I don't think you can make it with the meats that I'm allowed to have. At least I've never tried it. I'm afraid it would be too weird. So it was a rare treat for us to be able to have, or for me anyhow, to be able to have adobo. And I just put up with the side effects that I have from eating foods I'm allergic to. It's worth it, I'll tell you what. Adobo is totally worth it. And then just a photo of me soaking some of my orchids. Another Facts and Feelings card. Another end table card. See, and there's my iced coffee. That's what I normally have in the summer. And a photo of a hummingbird. So right outside, I have where my studio table is, I have a window right above the table, and I purposely hung hummingbird feeders right outside my window so I can see the hummingbirds when they come. So love that. And then my husband had a doctor's appointment, and he sent me this picture of him waiting in the waiting room, and I just journaled about it and took a screenshot of us texting. Another one of those days of the week pleather stickers. Oh, and I really like this page now that I look back on it. It's just a photo of all of our Amazon deliveries sitting on our front porch. And I journaled about our Amazon subscriptions and our current subscriptions last year. So that's pretty cool to look back on, and I think it would be really cool to look back on like through the years too, to see how our subscriptions change throughout the years, or even if we still subscribe, you know. And this is just a photo of some supplements that our elderly cat is on. He has arthritis and it slows him down a lot. And we started giving him this supplement about a year and a half ago, I think, and it's helping a lot. And I just talk about in the journaling how we're hoping that these supplements will help him and we don't have to end up putting him on any narcotics for the pain, because that's kind of suck. So he's still using this. He still doesn't need narcotics, and I think I'm really going to be sad the day that we have to put him on something stronger. So let's hope that keeps working for him. And I did not get my bed made on Thursday by 10 a.m. I was slacking off, I guess. Normally I make our bed. Sometimes it's not by 10 a.m. though, so yeah. And then this is the day we got our new ice cream maker. It's a Ninja Creamy. That was fun. And I made some strawberry sauce out of some strawberries that were starting to get a little too ripe in our fridge. So I just decided to make some strawberry sauce for our ice cream that we're going to make with our creamy. And then Thursday, I have a photo of my dog Penny. Well, she's actually my daughter's dog. She's 11 now, And she actually doesn't live with us anymore. She went to go live with my daughter this past November. So it's kind of cool to see her in here because we don't have her anymore. We had her from the time she was 8 weeks old until a couple months before she turned 11. So there she is. I miss that stinker. Another photo of my husband. You know what's funny is he sent me quite a few pictures last year, and we only have today and tomorrow for our 2023 Week in the Life documenting, and I haven't gotten any pictures from him this year. So that's something that's changed. Me just vacuuming. Another Facts and Feelings card. Another end table photo. And my son making homemade oatmeal on the stove. He added fresh shredded apples, cinnamon, and raisins. It was so good. So good. And this is my remember page. That this isn't that scrapbooky really. Again, I stitched on the remember, and then I just added alpha stickers on the photo. And it's just a very blurry, pixelated photo of my husband making a silly face at me and making me crack up, which is something that happens a lot. And I love it, and I want to remember that. I was just trying to get a photo of the clean floors. I was so happy that our floors were clean and shiny, and my cats kind of wouldn't let me get a photo. They kept walking in. Silly cats. This is just a little snippet. The photo is of my weighted blanket, and then I talk a little bit about how I'm grateful for my weighted blanket because for years I didn't sleep well at all, and now that I got my weighted blanket, which was probably right before, you know, Week in the Life happened in 2022, I got the weighted blanket, and now I fall asleep faster and I stay asleep longer, and it's just so awesome. I wish I had done it sooner for my health because we all need our sleep. And then this is a photo. I tried to take a photo of a storm that we had that day. It's hard to capture a storm unless there's lightning and stuff, but you could see in the photo that the tree is really swaying there. That's probably a 100-foot pine tree in our front yard, and it's swaying pretty good there, so yeah. Kind of scares me, kind of cool. And this last photo for Thursday is just my husband and I sitting on the couch watching competitive cooking shows. We were really into that last year, especially the British ones. We're not that into the US ones, but we really like the British ones. So that's it for Thursday. I think in my next clip I picked up on Friday, so we'll see. And on to Friday, we went somewhere. We drove somewhere. I think we went out to dinner. We went to grab takeout for dinner, and we live in the forest. Basically, we live in about an hour north of northern Yosemite, and it's a small town, and our house is even 15-20 minutes away from town, so we have to actually drive quite a distance when we want to go somewhere. But yeah, I grabbed a picture of us going somewhere. Car pictures are one of my favorites of us driving. And I just like the way this turned out because you can see my husband in the rearview mirror. You can't see his face in the main picture, but you could see him in the rearview mirror. So I like that. And the prompt for, what are we on, Thursday? Friday. The prompt for Friday was on the table. And this is a table in my studio, the one that I talked about where I have the window and then I have hummingbird feeders hanging right outside the window. So, New York Times and weather. And oh, this day I woke up really early in the morning. I woke up at 5, I think. And my cat, like, as soon as I walk out of my bedroom in the morning, she starts following me around. So it's funny. My husband. Oh, I just talked about how one of my favorite things when we're driving in the car is we sing. We both love to sing in the car when we're driving. And we belt it out. I mean, we're loud. Oh yeah, so I talked about how we liked to watch those cooking competition shows. And we wanted to start cooking Middle Eastern food, so I started buying ingredients. And they're really hard to find, so I actually had to order most of them. I think the masala was the only thing I was able to find locally. The rest of the things I had to order online. Another photo of our end table. The prescription bottle is still sitting there, and it says still waiting on the RX refill from doctor. So yeah, that hasn't changed. Our doctor still takes a really long time to refill our medicines. This says a reminder of how I like my coffee these days. Equal parts Starbucks cold brew concentrate and goat's milk with just a splash of creamer on ice. And I wanted to document that because I actually change the way I like my coffee quite frequently, so that's pretty cool. I still use the same creamer and goat milk, but I'm not using the Starbucks cold brew right now. And this is another one of those scrapbook pages. I really like this one because I stuck a page protector down right onto the photo, and then I journaled, so you could still take the card out and see the entire photo. But yeah, it's a way to get journaling on there when I didn't want to print the journaling directly on the photo. And there's a couple reasons why I might not want to print the journaling on the photo, because sometimes it's really hard to see and read once it's on there and things like that. This is another Project Life card, 2 of hearts, and the picture is actually of my husband when he goes to work every day. If I'm in the living room and he leaves for work, he'll blow me a kiss through the window every day. I love that. It's definitely something I want to remember. And then, yeah, a picture of my hubby watching TV, and that pleather day of the week sticker. Our dog laying on the floor with him. She was always there with us in the living room. Always, always. And some just extra pictures of the that I took during the day. So in 2022, my lightest photo days were Monday and Sunday. Every other day I got quite a bit of photos, and I couldn't always just fit them in with the usual, you know, big photo and then 4x8 and stuff like that. So some days, like Friday, I had to add extra page protectors for extra photos. And so yeah, I woke up at 5, got a picture of the sun. This is actually the western sky and the sun coming up in the east, but it still made the western sky really pretty. So I grabbed a photo of that, and some tomatoes that were growing. And these are all my tomato plants lined up in the bed. I love this little area in our kitchen where I have a picture of a baby Highland cow. I love those Highland cows. If I could have one, if my husband would let me have one, I would totally have one. And, ooh, I made my bed today by 10 a.m. Nice. A lizard, my cat. You can't see it in this picture, but on the other side of the lizard, its belly was bleeding, and because my cat got a hold of it. And it was also, it's the kind of lizard where the tail can break off and then it'll grow it back, but it's part of its like defense mechanisms to break the tail off. And yeah, its tail was gone and it had a little puncture wound. I hope it lived. Those lizards are cool because they eat all of our bugs. And then on to Saturday. There's my cat Toby, the one that likes to follow me around. And she'll follow me around at all when I'm doing all my chores outside too. And then here's another cluster I did of puffy stickers and enamel dots. I still have tons of enamel dots. Remember when those were like the thing to have in scrapbooking maybe 10 years ago? I still have so many of them. The prompt for Saturday, this is Saturday, right? Yeah. The prompt for Saturday was at play, and this is just a photo of my son playing on the computer, playing a game on the computer. And the New York Times and our weather. And this is a photo of, I'll just read the journaling. It says, Troy, my husband, and I were talking about the SCOTUS decision that came down yesterday, Roe versus Wade. And Matthew, my son, surprised us by joining in on the conversation. I love this. I want to remember his willingness to share his thoughts with us, especially when he knows they are different than ours. I want to remember his passion for what he feels is right, and I want to remember his love for all things, no matter how small. My husband making himself breakfast. Making himself breakfast before he goes to work. The 4x4 Facts and Feelings card. Ooh, strawberries from our garden. So good. I can't wait for those again. Another end table photo. This says, I was so astonishingly exhausted today. I was laying on the couch with a blanket. Some more extra pictures. More pictures. And then Sunday. Oh, look, my husband's making me laugh again. Photobombing my picture. He is such a goof. Sunday, we went to see Top Gun Maverick. That was so good. Oh my goodness. It had it all. Really good movie. High rewatch value, as my husband would say. Oh, and then for Sunday, I was just using this prompt. Sunday around here means, and I'm not sure where I got this prompt, but yeah, I think it was just, I started using it because I didn't have the usual pictures that I had for the other days, so I just kind of, you know, they were more random, and I still wanted to get in kind of what we do throughout our week at this stage in our lives. So yeah, so a lot of the pictures just say Sunday around here means rest. Sunday around here means animals. And I took a picture of me and one of my favorite chickens, Moo. who is no longer with us. She passed away in April. Yeah, so she passed away about a month ago, which is a real bummer because she was a special chicken for sure. She had scissor beak, or sometimes they call it cross beak, and so yeah, she was kind of a special needs chicken, but I miss her. She was a sweetie. Sunday around here means family. Alright, so the battery died when I was in the middle of this. I'm actually almost to the end and the battery died. So let's try to finish this up. And I hope that's not a bad sign that this is a really long video. Anyway, so yeah, for Sunday we had Sunday around here means family, and then the Facts and Feelings card, and I can't remember where I got this. I think this is this is an Allie Edwards journaling card that I printed it out on photo paper and put it in here, so I probably have the digital version. I think that's what this is. And then Sunday around here means hobbies, and this is my husband's hobby, so I put one of those pleather stickers right here. And then my end table photo, and gratitudes, and then just some other random photos that I took throughout the day. Sunday around here means donuts, and at the time we liked to go get some donuts on Sundays. Sometimes we don't really do that anymore, but yeah, last year we did. And then another one of my chickens named Dot. Okay. Oh, and my current skincare routine, I added a picture of that also, which I don't really use many of those products anymore. I've kind of switched, so that's pretty cool to see what I was using last year. And then some more garden photos. Yeah, that's it. So that's my 2022 Week in the Life completed album. If I remember correctly, I pretty much, you know, I completed the documenting week, and then the following week I started putting the album together. And it really didn't take me that long. Maybe 2 weeks max. I think it was more like 10 days. So that's pretty cool. I really can't wait to put my 2023 album together too. This year I am doing the 10x8 album, and I'm really kind of lost as to how I will be doing the photos in the, here, I'll show you what I mean. For the page protectors that have the 10x4 slot for photos, I am not sure if I took enough photos in this orientation to where I'll be able to crop them that much. I really hope I did, because I like the look of these really long photos. So I really hope I got some photos that I can crop that way. I've been looking over my photos throughout the week, and it looks like I might have. We'll just have to see. And if not, maybe I won't even be able to use that slot there, because I wouldn't know what else to put there. I mean, it would be 3 slots to fill, you know, front and back of this one, and then the back of this one. So yeah, we'll see about that, but I'm excited to start putting my 2023 album together. Anyway, hopefully I'll be doing a video about that in a week or two, probably 2 or 3. I'll come back here with that video. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks again. Hope everyone is well. I'll see you later. Bye.